Thank you, Gay. The Early Career Achievement Award was established in 1999 to recognize the work of one LRA member who, in the early part of her or his career, has demonstrated outstanding achievement and commitment to the literacy field through teaching, research, and service. Like last year, the committee had yet another challenging job before us because we had even more excellent scholars nominated for this award. It was our pleasure to read the nomination letters and the nominees' statements about their scholarship. At this time, I'd like to recognize and thank the committee members for their serious dedication, commitment, and service for the work they did to select this year's winner. If you are here, please stand as I call your name. Poonan Arya, Seth Parsons, Melissa Mosley-Wetzel, and Ted Kessler. Let's give them a round of applause. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Amy Wilson Lopez as the awardee for 2017. Dr. Wilson Lopez is an associate professor at Utah State University. She completed her degree in 2011 at the University of Georgia. Amy characterizes her professional growth in 3 phases. First, she practiced and studied English as a discipline, wherein students had opportunities to read and share potentially transformative stories. Second, she began to recognize that other disciplines offer different methods for advancing social change, and she compared and contrasted the representational tools by which they accomplished their work. And third, Amy became interested in engineering as a discipline with special potential to actualize change, and thus studied how youth use both literacy and engineering to understand and solve pressing problems. After Amy was hired at Utah State University, which hosted the National Center for Engineering and Technology Education, she became interested in the potential of engineering to catalyze change. She acknowledges that, by definition, engineering is about developing solutions to problems that vex individuals, communities, societies, and our planet, and that through this discipline, youth can mobilize science and mathematics in ways that are relevant and consequential to them. As an example, Amy has worked with adolescents who sought to bring safe drinking water to their extended family members in rural Honduras. These young people developed a water catchment and filtration system by using mathematics to calculate how much rainwater would be caught in a given amount of time, given the roof's surface area and anticipated rainfall. She has also worked with youth who sought to engineer better needles for chemotherapy treatments so relatives with cancer would experience less pain, youth who engineered more comfortable headrests on wheelchairs for their siblings with disabilities, youth who engineered a safer middle school parking lot so that their peers were less likely to be hit by cars, and more. She notes, however, as much as, and I quote, "As much as I have come to love engineering, I recognize that science, mathematics, and engineering design processes are not enough to effect change in many cases. Engineers knew that the O-ring on the Challenger had not been properly tested, and they knew that launching the shuttle might result in death. But eager managers launched it anyway. Engineers know that the water in Flint is contaminated with lead, but the infrastructure has yet to be fixed anyway. Engineers know that burning fossil fuels contributes to climate change, with especially dire consequences for people who are already under threat of food insecurity. But people continue to voraciously consume technologies that pump carbon dioxide into the atmosphere anyway." End of quote. Dr. Wilson Lopez has been recognized previously for her scholarship. Just this year, she received the American Society for Engineering Education's William Elgin Wickenden Award for the article demonstrating highest standards of scholarly research in the Journal of Engineering Education. In 2015, she was a finalist for the Best Diversity Paper Award for the American Society of Engineering Education. And in 2003, she received NCTE's Leadership Development Award. The nominator notes that for Amy, engineering is not just about the implementation of the next generation science standards that future engineering as a core practice, but rather in her research, she has partnered with Latinx youth, especially those who have been identified as English learners in their schools, to underscore the potential for youth to use literacy and engineering to make a difference in their communities through youth-driven projects such as redesigning local parks or designing water catchment systems for families affected by natural disasters. Her research has practical and wide applications in both school and community settings as stakeholders seek to provide high-interest K-12 STEM pathways for youth of color. Amy was not able to attend the conference this year, and it is the first LRA that she has missed in 11 years, but with a fantastic reason. She and her husband are expecting the arrival of a baby on December 11th. We'll have a double celebration for Amy and her one-year-old next year. Thank you.